Yo, yo, it's JSF. How y'all doing? So, with Mortal Kombat 11, we obviously got the variation system at launch. And at launch, every character had two competitive variations, and then we could make our own variations and not use them, right? Then later on down the line, they had the third competitive variation with more moves, a little more variation, for lack of a better term, and just some new ways to play your characters. And then eventually they let us just have custom variations. Now 98% of the moves in the game are playable, which is cool. I still think that was a great idea. Some people don't love it, but I think it was good. I think allowing as much customization in your playstyle and in your characters as possible is a great thing. I think that's super dope. But one thing that became super apparent is that there are a lot of useless moves in this game. And by useless, I mean useless. Like moves that basically do nothing, or do nothing new, or do nothing like correct, or do nothing optimal. Is probably the best way to say it. And I mean, the funny part is, like, I understand the reason why this happens, right? Like, NetherRealm has a lot of people that work at their studio that play their games. They all play it, I'm pretty sure. When they do their combat cast, they play it, and they talk about it all the time. Like, they all play each other all the time. The problem is they don't have people that, and I've said this before, but I wanted to just gloss over it briefly. They don't have people on their payroll who understand competitive fighting games and understand labbing and grinding out characters and learning everything about the game. They didn't hire those people. Yes, they did hire some competitive players from like the MK9 days, like 16-bit and a few other people, GGA Dizzy and all that. But I think they would have been better off hiring Tony T than 16-bit. And most of y'all probably have no idea who Tony T is, but back in the MK9 days, he would do a bunch of crazy combo videos. He was like the tech god. He was basically, and there are a bunch of people who did tech, but it's important, the importance of having those type of people who spend hours in training mode learning, everything about the character, is they find different shit and they notice things like moves that are useless. So, it's your boy. So I want to talk about useless moves in this video and how to fix them, because I think most of them have like an idea to them, but then they ended up scratching it, or they gave that idea to another move, right? Like Noob Saibot, for example. That's why he's here, right? So Noob Saibot has his Shadow Slide, which we all know and love, right? But he also has this other move, Shadow Strike, right? As you can see, Shadow Strike has the same exact input as Shadow Slide. So you can't have both. You have to pick Slide or this, right? Now, we know what Slide does, right? If you EX Slide, it's -8 with pushback, it's completely safe. It does pretty solid damage, it's a low projectile. This doesn't really go anywhere. We know what Slide does. It can build 2 clones, cool. So then we have this move, Shadow Strike, right? What it's like, why would you play this move? Well, it's safe on block and -6 and a low, right? When the game first came out, Shadow Slide was actually unsafe on block, and I don't think you could EX on block. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but they ended up buffing it to make it good. The problem with that is it ended up obsoleting this move, right? Because you can do this, right? And this is a true block string. There is no gap on it or anything. You can special cancel into it and do that, right? And that's cool, but the thing is, you have another move with, like, the problem isn't that this move is bad. A lot of characters would kill for a move like this, right? A lot of characters would, having a low hitting special move that's completely safe on block is -6, like, with a little bit of pushback. So like, they're not like, you know what I mean? You might not be in jab or down one range, depending on when you do it, right? So the move has some utility. The problem is Noob Saibot has another move that's literally just a better version of this move. This move doesn't bring anything new to the table for the character. I remember before Demon Dash got nerfed, I was like, honestly, if Demon Dash stays the way it is, I would pick this over Slides against Scorpion, because he can reversal punish Slide every time, but he can't punish this. It's -6, but they nerfed Demon Dash into the fucking ground. So again, this move has no purpose, right? So what can you do, right? It's not designed to go anywhere, right? It's not a projectile. You know what I mean? It does give you a clone. It doesn't have a crushing blow or anything like it at all. As you can see, right? There's no crushing blow, no nothing to it, right? If you land the move, you just get a knockdown, right? Doesn't even combo off that, right? You know what I mean? Doesn't even combo off that. You got to do something like this, right? So it has very, very, very little use on hit, its use is pretty much 100% to be used on block, right? The only way I can see making a move like this useful, honestly, and it's not even like Noob needs it, right? Noob's mad good. This video is not about, oh, hey, buff these characters. That's not what it's about. It's just about doing something about these moves that do basically absolutely nothing. The only way I can see this move being useful, honestly, is if it was like even less minus on block. If it was like -1 or like, if it was like -1 or it was like +1, like slightly plus on block. But at the same time, if you did that, you would have to increase the startup a little bit, maybe make it like 23 frames and put a gap in there so I can flawless block it and punish it. Or so I can just jab you out of it, right? So the only way I can see this move being good and useful is if it was plus or slightly minus, like neutral on block or something, right? 0 on block or +1 on block or +2 maybe. +2 being the max, right? But the trade-off is there's a gap. So if you know I'm gonna do the move, you can smoke me every time, 10 out of 10. So it doesn't become abusable, and it'll be like 22, 23 frames startup or something like that. I would give it maybe even 25 frames. Maybe 25 frames startup and +2, because it's 20 frames now, right? So it will be slow as shit on startup. Doesn't really go very far, but if it hits on +2 and if you flinch, I can kill you again. But it isn't abusable because you would know, hey, if he's doing this move, I can react. It's like 25 frames, you know what I mean? And I can jab punish him and get a full combo. So it'll be a risk. So Noob Sidebots would have to get creative about when they do it. Like you couldn't always do it here. You might have to just do this into it. You know what I mean? Like you would just do the first 2 hits into it, or just that into it, or back one. Like this is actually really good. This is, even in the current state, doing this is good because it's mad pushback. And if they try to press, boom, well, boom. But yeah, that's about the only application for it. So yeah, that's a change I would make to that move to make that useful. As for Kitana, this move, man, this fucking move, man. You know what's funny? I still want to talk about this move too. So Kitana's got a couple of moves, man. This move, okay, so Dancing Fans is a projectile, right? And normally I would say this move isn't useless because it offers something. It's a projectile, right? It does something. Whereas Noob Sidebot's move doesn't do something that another move already does, right? But she has the same problem because if you put this move in, it replaces her regular fans. So you get rid of the regular fans for this. I mean, it has a lot of startup, it has a lot of travel time. Well, 15 frame startup is not a lot. That's not true. 15 frame startup is fine, but look at the travel time. Like how long it takes to get there, right? Like let's say, what the fuck? Hold up. Like, do you get what I'm saying? I'm trying not to like be super, like you can low-key react to it and like smoke her for doing it. Like that's not the greatest example, but it's so damn slow that you can react to it and punish it. Now this move has a simple fix in my opinion, right? The funniest part about it is, even if these land, right? Even if they land at point blank range. Oh, here's the other funny part. You have to decide far, medium, or close, right? You have to do that manually. Whoa. Oh, I keep fucking up the input. But as you can see, right? Like, that's, like, you have 20 years to hit something in between. So you can't use it in block strings at all, right? You can't use it in block strings. But the thing is, it's -9 on block if you do it mad close. If you do the medium one, you're still -9. If you do the far one, you're still -9. So you're always negative. Like, no matter what happens, like, I can't move. That's when I can move. Like, I'm holding block. Like, you see when the blocking comes out? You can't do anything until after the fans hit the opponent. And I think that's the problem. I think this move, you would have to make it, let it be slow startup. You can even slow the startup down by maybe 2 frames and let the travel time still stay the same. But know that this is like plus. Right? It should be like other moves. Like I can chase behind it. Like once I throw them, I can move. I can come forward. Because her mobility is like, I don't want to say her mobility is bad because she has square wave and shit, but her dashes are kind of shit, right? Like she doesn't have the greatest, like, you know what I'm saying? So if you could like throw these and chase behind them, I think that would be kind of cool. Like, you know what I mean? It would give her something like Joker's back 4-4 where he shoots the bomb at you and he just dashes behind it. It would be something like that. And maybe you could make it a cost meter or something. Maybe you make it cost meter. What the fuck's the point of this? Hold on, I didn't even know you could EX this shit, honestly. Oh, you get a combo. Okay, that's cute. That's cute, but you can't even... Wait. Yeah, you can't even... You can't even... Fam, what is this game? Honestly, what is this game? I'm sorry I'm sidetracked, but like, you can't even combo... Stop it. It's so you can get a combo off a random stray fan, I guess? No, I don't like that. Yeah, maybe let the regular ones be whatever. Maybe the EX ones you can chase behind. Maybe they go slower and it's like, you can dash up behind it type shit. Something like that, man, because this is useless. Now, her other move, this shit. This move, I get what they tried to do. NRS is weird. They have this love for these weird-ass Ermac-ass stances. Just put Ermac in the fucking game. Raiden has one too, where they teleport in the air and then they have different actions, right? Problem is, with Kitana, she has 2 actions. 3, but 2. She can throw the size at you at a downward arc, which seems cool, right? If you're getting zoned out, I guess. If you're getting zoned out, I guess this can be useless. It does knock down. Right, there's that, but the thing is, you're not gonna get really any damage off of it. And the other move is a torpedo. You know what I mean? You gotta teleport in the air, and you're gonna see it coming, right? The problem, I'm already talking about the problem. Problem is, you gotta do this, which is essentially neutral jumping in the air, right? Basically the same thing. It isn't really faster than a neutral jump. And then once you do the move, everybody knows what you're gonna do, right? And it's not like you can just do those moves on a regular jump, right? So I can't just jump in the air and do the, hold on one second. What are they called? Yeah, the size, the plunge. I can't just jump in the air and do those moves. I can only do them after this, right? So once you teleport in the air, we know what to do, just block. All we have to do is block, right? You do this, we block it, cool, you hit the ground, you're minus 17, right? Some characters can punish from here if you got a shadow kick or something, some characters can't. Granted, you can be further away and do it, cool, but like from full screen, like you're not gonna hit me anyway. All you're gonna do is go in the air, make yourself vulnerable. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't really do anything. Not to mention the attacks. It's only 2 attacks. There's this one and then there's a far version of the same move, right? Both mad unsafe on block. Even if you do it at the lowest of the low, minus 16, right? So what does this move really give her? Like, I would say it's something because it's a stance, but everything out of the stance is kind of bad. The only thing that's kind of useful is this, but it's hella minus if you're far away. And if I see you do this, I'll just, like, honestly, bro. I'm just gonna jump back and avoid it. Or if I'm here, you can't hit me. Look, you get smoked. Like, I don't need to care. Go ahead and do it. Look, you know what I mean? Like, like I don't need to care. That move sucks, so it doesn't combo. But you get the point, right? So for this move to be good, right? This would this would have to be less minus or something. I get it. You don't want this to be abusable. The move has startup. You can only do it out of this or something, or just make it so she gets these moves whenever she's in the air, right? So like she just does a normal jump in the air and she can do this. Give her something like that, something. I mean, you might have to tweak that to make it like not as abusable, but like just give her a regular dive kick. You know what I mean? Her jump 2 is mad good, but like I know she already has the Adenian twist, which is basically a dive kick. But oh man, is this even an overhead? Oh, it's a fucking mid. Man, you would need to change that because like as it stands, at least make these overheads. Like while you're in the air, you can literally crouch block all this shit. Like it's just not scary. It doesn't really offer her anything. There's no reason to pick this, right? There's no reason to do it. Not when you need low fan. Like this is a 2-slot move, by the way. Like, you know what I mean? I believe it's a 2-slot move. I could be wrong. Hold on. Let me double check on that. I don't want to give y'all some bad info. I was actually going to talk about a couple of different characters' moves, but I've already been talking for way too long because, you know, I'm long-winded. I talk a lot. That's just kind of who I am. Yeah, it's a 2-slot move. It's a 2-slot move, man. So you teleport straight in the air and you can do some bullshit. But yeah, man, that's just, it's something a lot. There are a lot of moves like that in this game. It's not just Kitana, it's not just Noob. The main move I wanted to talk about was a Joker move. But yeah, there's some useless moves. And if you guys like this type of video, comment, sub, and let me know and I'll do more of them. But yeah, that's how I would tweak these moves. For the Adenian Fade, she would have to get, like, she would have to be less minus or just get those options in the air or something. Make the dives and overhead, something. Like, make it useful in some type of way. Like shit. Maybe make the what is it? I was gonna say kunai, like Takeda type shit. Maybe make the size a low. When she throws the size, they hit you low, but the dive is an overhead, which is like a ghetto mix up, but it's something. Like it would be something. Both options would be unsafe, obviously, but you know, well, the dive kick would be mad unsafe. The size would be, you know, safer, or you know, depending on the matchup. But you get the point. Anyway, that's how I feel. That's how I'll fix these moves. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I might do another video like this just because there's a couple other moves I really want to talk about that I'm like, why are these in the game like this? But yeah, anyway, y'all stay safe. JSF, I'm out. Peace.